Okay, where are we and what we doing? Well, we were where we left off yesterday. Now, yesterday's video was unplanned as normal, and I ended up discovering, personal discovery, that there's a town up in the northwest. And I named the video Newtown Northwest. And people watched it, not expecting one of my, people who aren't used to my videos weren't expecting a hour-long video where only the last 15 or 20 minutes was actually in the new town, because the first half an hour is me trotting around Zelenogorsk. So we're going to do another run back through this town, and I'll call the video something like Newtown Take 2 or something. So we've got a map, and this is what happened. Is I found this map when I was trotting through Zelenogorsk, which is down there, to discover. Personal discovery, because I'm sure other people are aware of this. Hang on. Of this town, and we are just about here. So I'm going to have another look round through the town. I also want to check out that building there, because I'm not sure what it is. And then we're going to go north up into this area, because this area up here looks to me, the last time I came, and I don't think I've done a video on it, to be very interesting. We can see where there's going to be more towns up here. This is by the way, has always been here, and it does look very confusing. We can see this is a original road to the map, the original map, but it now looks much more complicated. But the area we're interested in, after we've had another look at this town, is this bit here, because this whole area up here looks weird. It's unfinished, and it just generally looks odd. But we're here. We're going to run through the town or the village, and I want to have a look at that. I want to try and remember to have a look at that. So past the last house, straight north. Okie dokie. The other thing is my kit level. This is my this is a character on a regular server. I ordinarily only play on hardcore servers, and I did a couple of videos ago where I wanted to start as a Bambi, so I wasn't going to do that to my hardcore server character. I did it to a my regular server or Hive character, and I've built him up over the last couple of days. So he's actually rocking some nice kit, but there are things missing, like I don't have a compass, and yeah, I'm missing a few bits and bobs, but I quite like him as a character, and we've got, because it's a regular server, I've got third person. So we're going to have a little wander around. Now, one of the features about this area, although it does have loot, it doesn't have zombies. Or hell, it didn't have zombies the last time I was here. This is Wednesday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Wednesdays they normally do server updates, so I don't know if there's been a patch pushed out. So if there are zombies, we're going to have some fun. So we're at one end of the this village. We've got those wrecked houses on that corner. There's a barn over there. The area clearly isn't finished. There are some height issues where buildings are a little too deep, buried, and some that are a little too tall with doorways you can't get into without stepping over. Still getting the random zombie noises, which is just enough to piss you off, but hey-ho. So the first thing I'm supposed to look at, assuming I can get my butt through this gap, yes I can, is we've got this little bit of rural industrial, I suppose you'd call it, which is a lumber yard. And we have some garages. Anyone who's used to my videos knows that I like garages. But you see what I mean about the height thing? Yeah. So I will be looting, because I do need to pick up a little bit of food. My current state is energized, hydrated and healthy. I always try to keep those up as high as possible. But, a few little bits and bobs in here. So we will be looting as we go. Don't have to worry about Zeds. And to be honest, I don't think we have to worry about people either, because we are so far away from civilization, so far away from the spawns. Now you see what I mean about not quite finished? Terrain is a little too high at this point. So terrain at that end was a little too low, terrain at this end a little too high. you're going to get this type of stuff. Well, I'm not going to bother going in there. These things happen. So we're just generally having a look at this. Last time I was up here, or the time I was up here before this town was put in, there were no trees here. It was just basically grass and a road. All of these things like telegraph poles, these little reflectors on the side of the road, these have all been put in. These trees have been put in. Obviously the buildings. The roads were here, but that was it. This was just like, I don't know how to describe it. It was just grass. Grass with roads. And scorch marks to where the buildings were going to be. By scorch marks I mean the grass thinned out and the the grass thinned out and the ground was a different colour, so it was a different texture. But things like these walls, these trees, light posts, obviously this whole farm is new. And what we've got is a very realistic looking village, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Didn't check my ping to the server. What's my ping? Where am I? There I am, 12. Yeah, that's all good. One of the advantages of being on a fibre connection. Well, I haven't got fibre to the house. I've got fibre to the box in the street, and I only live about 200 yards from the box in the street. If you're watching this from the States, in the UK we have reasonably good internet if you live in a town or village where it has fibre. So looking pretty good. So yeah, we've got this nice little village. The houses seem to be nicely spread out, slightly different. Ooh, water. I rarely, if ever, pass water. Yeah, I'm carrying a little bit of water. In the past there was very little in the way of tactical bacon, of water up here in the north. See, grass on the floor, grass in the room. So yeah, these buildings need a little bit of work, but oops, I just got pushed out of the way by that door. But I like the way the village has been laid out. It feels and looks quite natural. You see here, we've got, this is probably going to be a road. So, you know, there are going to be changes. Wait, up you get. Texture in here doesn't look quite right. So there's lots of little bits and bobs that are going to have to be changed. It's all looking pretty good as far as I can tell. There is one of those... Ah, there it is. One of those funny little church things. Don't know if you've seen one of these. They're dotted around the map now. Let's go and have a look at it. It's not something I'm ever familiar with. I mean, the only time I've ever seen anything like this in the UK, in England, is actually in a cemetery. You might occasionally find... So to me, it looks like... It's just a little baby church. It's a tiny little church, so you can do, you know, like a little shrine or something. Nicely modelled. But things like that do exist in the UK. I was thinking about it before and said no, they don't, but they do. But they tend to be inside as an auxiliary building within a cemetery. But yeah, this is a nice little detailed little village. Nice smattering of different houses. A little orchard. So this is hang on, sorry, I'm reading this thing at the bottom. Yeah, that's 7 o'clock in the morning GMT. So yeah, we've got... One of the things I quite like is the larger houses appear to have larger gardens. They look... I don't know. I don't know how authentic this type of village is to what's it, the Czech Republic, which is where this is based. But in the UK, this looks more like a British village. Slightly more spread out. You see, can't get up there. I have to... Am I going to have height dip problem? Oh, come on. V. Let me up. Let me step over. Can I? Why can't I step over? Well, now you step over when you're nowhere near something. Very often by stepping... I'm spamming the V button. Doesn't want to do it. Don't know why. Because I wouldn't have a look in here. Because you see it's buried under the ground. I've been into this building the last time I was here, so... Oh, sod it. Let's not bother. So, I think we're getting close to the end of the village. Now, I wanted to head north, and I've got to try and figure out where north is, because, of course, I don't have my compass with me. On the... it's about midday-ish on the server, I think. So I'm guessing that that is north. Let's have a little look at our map. Oh, I almost hit the M button. Whee! Over we get. So, I'm about here. Oh, come on. Scroll the right way. I'm about here, and it's at right angles to the road. Or right angles to that building. Should take me straight to it. Oh, hitting the wrong buttons again. I know I played. So this is the last building on the map. Right angles. Should be straight up that way. And we're going to run in and have a look at what that building was on the map. Maps are useful. I mean, I don't ordinarily need them for navigating around, but when you're looking at an area you're not entirely familiar with, they can be quite useful because they show interesting buildings. Keep on forgetting to go third person, because I ordinarily only ever play on a hardcore server. I much prefer playing in hardcore. I like third person for situations like this when I'm just like moving about, but if I'm actually going to do anything like fight or loot, I like to do that in first person. So let's run up this hill and see if we can find anything. Come on. Sometimes I wish that the animation for slowly walking up a hill was different, because at the moment he just looks like he's going for a stroll. Where in reality, if you've slowed down because you're going up a hill, you wouldn't be walking like you were just strolling down a road, would you? You would be puffing and panting and climbing up more. So, what have we got up here? What is up here? Oh, it's a barn. Was that it? It's a little depressing. And again, can you see they've got the height map wrong? They need to level the ground out a little bit, because this end of the building is completely buried and this end of the building is sort of flying high. One thing you don't know if you're aware of when it comes to the buildings within Dayz or all Armour games is they actually extend below the ground quite a long way. But you can see this is completely messed up. May still have loot in it, but whoop, down. So yeah, all the buildings in Armour, or Armour-based games, all the Bohemian and Strat games, they actually extend below the ground quite a long way. You see that a lot when you're in Armour 2, Operation Arrowhead, on the Takistan map. Wait, jump over. You see buildings on quite steep slopes, and you'll see a building you've been used to seeing on the level, and all of a sudden it's like got rooms underneath, or it has extra bits and bobs. So we're now just generally heading in a northerly direction to see if I can find some of those other bits and bobs. But for the people who watched my last video just to see that new village or new town, and were a little disappointed to discover it was in the last 20 minutes of an hour and a 10-minute long video, there you go, that new town. It's at the beginning of the video, so if you don't want to watch the rest, fine, not a problem. For the rest of the people who are used to my videos being very long and rambling, I will stop recording now and start recording when I find something of interest. Right, when we get up into this slightly northern bit, I've come about half a kilometre or so. The whole sort of landscape changes. This sort of reminds me of somewhere like Salisbury Plain. Salisbury Plain in the UK is used is a large area that a lot of it is owned by the Ministry of Defence and is used for tank practice and army training and such like. And strangely, this has that sort of feel, and it's unlike most of the Chernaroos map. We have these silver birches, I guess, and large chunks of Europe and Russia are swathed with silver birches. And it has that. It reminds me of Salisbury Plain. Not quite sure why. And that's a military testing centre or testing and exercising place in the UK. And it's strange. It has that vibe. This looks and feels to me a lot like Salisbury Plain. Weird, isn't it? Well, I just realised I was talking earlier about my internet connection, and whether it will make you jealous or what, I don't know, but I've got 74 meg down and about 16 to 17 meg up, and that costs £28 a month over and above the cost of my telephone. So there you go. That's BT Infinity 2 in the UK. There's a little building over there. So yeah, that's internet in the UK these days, and I live in a town. Well, I live in the city of Portsmouth on the south coast. So whether that's either made you sick, jealous, or is that all you get? I don't know. Depends where you're from. I suppose I guess if you're from Europe, you're probably going to think that's a bit poor, and if you're from America, it's probably a bit good. Not like all of the UK gets internet that fast, because they don't. I have a friend in the clan called Hugh, who, and I've played. I think he has appeared in my videos, and his son, and they live in the middle of nowhere with no BT broadband, and they get internet of around 2 meg. It's quite embarrassing. I'd be glad if there weren't stutters like this. Seriously, Mr. Computer, you're going to run at 1 frame per second? Get yourself sorted out. And it gets itself sorted out. I think my graphics card's got a little warm. So we're going to go and have a look at some of the unusual features up in this area. Some of them are just roads, but some of them, it's weird. There's these concrete pads laid in the ground in funny shapes. And there's large areas where you can see that I think there's going to be quite a lot of military. Now, we've got some roads up ahead, and that I should be able to identify that pattern when I go have a look at the maps, because you've got 2 roads that run in parallel and one splits off to the right. So let's have a little look. Can I make any sense of these road patterns? So we've got a squiggle and another one running off in that direction. So let's have a look at the map again. Oh, stop. Let's move out. I suppose it could be that one. A squiggle and a road that moves off like that. That means I need to go that way-ish. Keep on hitting M. However long I've been playing Armour games, you keep on hitting the M. Anyway, I'll catch up with you when I find those concrete pad things. Oh dear, I have run far too far, I think. I think I've just found the edge of the bloody map. Oh, you idiot. You were completely in the wrong place. Edge of the bloody map. Bugger. Okay, another look at that road hits the edge of the map at almost right angles. Map time. I didn't realise I'd gone that far north. It looks like it's that road there. No other road. No, I'm nowhere near over there. I think I'm here, right on the edge of the map, which means I need to go back. I ran past all of that? Oh, you muppet. I didn't realise I'd been running that far, or that long. Oh well, Stroke's back again. There's the edge of the map for you. Back in a bit. Right, finally found them. This is what I meant by these concrete pads in funny shapes. Pop and down. I've never seen, all my time playing Armour games and, you know, looking at the maps these guys make over the years, have I ever seen this. These go all over the place. Funny little concrete pads dotted along. Not a road. Yeah. And then we've got them going off in different directions, and we've got them going this way and that. And there's one going that way. What is this? This is weirdness. Now we've got a little concrete pad, so, and this, and again, lump of concrete in a lump of concrete. This is the oddest thing I think I've ever seen. You see how long that goes? Blooming miles that way. Well, not miles. It goes a long way that way. But aren't these weird? I've never seen these. I have no idea what they intend to use them for. We've got these sort of. This is fairly normal. This is a fairly normal texture within Armour games. To me, they always remind me of something military. You know, you can see where these are dropped in place by crane. They, you know, they would arrive on the back of a lorry and get dropped in place, possibly. But we've got these funny little roads, and again, it sort of looks military. And then we have these scorch marks where I think buildings are going to be, like this here. There are times when I wish Armour, where the map would in Dayz would work the way the map in Armour worked, or Dayz standalone. Sorry, Dayz mod. And you know, you could show your position and use it tactically as an information source. But yeah, this whole area up here is weird, to say the least. And they crisscross and dot this whole area. These sort of. Are you doing it again, Mr. Computer? Turning into a damn slideshow for no good reason. It's normally what it only happens when I'm recording, and it's normally a sign that it's an I/O problem writing to the hard drive. But anyway, my computer glitches aside, what could this be placed before? Is there some discussion or some intel about this that's appeared somewhere else? But look at it, you've got these concrete pads in lines. Very, very odd. Very, very strange. There's very little else up here. There's a few road networks. There's a few patches like that one we were just at where you can see there's going to be buildings. And a few patches where you can see roads laid out in straight lines and things. But yeah, this is. I mean, there's very little reason to come up here. There's no water, there's no loot, there's no nothing at the moment. I'm sure this is going to be filled in, but this is. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what the heck these concrete pads could be for, and I can't come up with anything apart from military weirdness. Sort of Cold War military weirdness, because hey, we all know that the military have done around the world have done some very strange things when it comes to what they did during the Cold War. You know, some kind of listening post or something. But then we've got this other area here. We've got these concrete pads continuing, but we've got a larger concrete pad. Could have a barracks on it, couldn't it? Could have anything. Don't know what it's for. Maybe this is something that exists in Eastern Europe, where you come across these areas with these concrete pads in rows like this, or whether they're just simply markers being put down. But someone had to do this. Someone had to put this here. They've cleared the trees, haven't they? They've cleared the trees, and these seem to be at very regular intervals, don't they? Little dot to dot. But as I say, they've cleared the trees, they've cleared the bushes either side, and you have these. It's not like it's a marshy area and these are concrete pads to allow people to get across. It's too narrow to be a road. Yeah, very, very weird. And there are miles of these. Some of them are in circles, some of them are in curves and things, some of them just straight like this one. Well, fairly straight. And they crisscross and dot this whole area up in the northeast. That's sort of like, I don't know, 2-kilometre square area up the northeast. And again, what have we got to the left? Is that another area where there's concrete pads? It's all quite deliberate, and I have absolutely no idea what they're going to be for. Ah, a road. A road. I mean, look at that. There's another lot extend off in that direction. And scorch marks in the ground for possibility of buildings. Another concrete pad. Is this an airfield? Is this, I don't know, nuclear launch site, and these are concrete pads? I don't know. Look at it. Isn't it weird? Very, very strange. And as I say, don't know what they're for. Oddness on the map. And these have been here since the beginning. Since I was playing, when Gaddo and I were first playing the pre-alpha, you know, with Brian and Rocket and all the others, Lalua and many of the other people we were playing the pre-alpha with, when we were doing the pre-alpha testing, before the game was released. Gaddo and I came up here to have a look, and we just couldn't figure out what it was at the time. We tried asking and no one told us. But look at this area with no grass. Tell me this isn't going to be a military base. It has all the hallmarks to me of being a large military base. This whole area could rival the any of the airfields as being potential interesting loot spots. General weirdness. Oh well, just thought I wanted to show you this weirdness. Because it is weird. Yeah. Does look like Salisbury Plain to me though. Oh, we've got more concrete. We've got something over here. Interesting place to fight through, because you have, although we've got lots of trees, there's a reasonable lines of sight. Most of the woods are more difficult to get around than this. Again, another area. Look at this. Because we're very close to the edge of the map, because, you know, as you say, you saw me run off the edge of the map a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago. So we're in this top. But look at this place. Helicopter base. Missile launch base. I know from what little I know of the Soviet-era missile ICBM systems, is they tend to put them on trucks and things rather than the Americans, who like to bury them in the holes in the ground. The Russians like to put them in trucks, and you would need a large complex base, and they'd go off, and yeah, you basically said the Americans could never find them. But yeah, isn't this odd? Weirdness ensues. Right, I would like to head, I'm guessing that's sort of southeast, roughly on where the sun is, because the map's not going to help me, I don't think, unless these three roads I've seen are the three roads you see on the map. See another road. general weirdness is all pretty odd. Talk to you later, or talk to you if I find something else that's unusual. As you can see, this whole area, I've been running south for a little bit, crisscrossed by roads. Dirt tracks, so when we do get vehicles, yeah, they're not going to be going at super speed. Odd patch of red. We've come away from that area that sort of reminded me of Salisbury Plain to, you know, more heavily wooded, sort of traditional Dayz-like place. I need to get back down into civilization, basically. It was as close to civilization as you can get in Dayz, of course, for loot and such like, because I would like some food and water. I'm carrying water, but I've eaten the last of my food. Mind you, I'm energized, so I'm guessing I can probably last quite a while without eating. Always got to look after your own survival. People who are new to my channel, I'm into survival, I'm not into combat. If you shoot at me, I will shoot back. But almost certainly, almost every engagement I have come across I have lost, because I'm not into the combat side of things. I'll shoot zombies. Well, I did before they got mean. Now, I think I'm assuming that the sun is in the direct south. But this is more traditional Dayz-like territory. Oh well, catch up with you in a sec. Okay, I've come down out of the wilderness, if you like. We've got some proper roads, unusual rock formations, some dirt tracks. I'm sort of hoping to get down to a group of buildings, farm buildings that I know exist, in this sort of unfinished portion of the north. I'm trying to think. I think that road is, hang on, this road, and that's roughly where I want to go to. So I think I haven't got down to here yet. I think I'm around here somewhere. So if I head that way, I should hopefully come across those buildings that I'm after, because hopefully there'll be some loot. There's a couple of rows of garages, a couple of cow sheds, and a couple of metal, you know, the blue tin barns, the ones where you can go upstairs. Big old place up here. Catch up with you in a minute. And here we go. I don't know if you can see it right there in the distance. Now let's bring the old rifle up. It's on number 4, I think. There. Can you see it in the middle of the screen? Water tower. That's that water tower there. Zoom you in, make it a little larger. That's the water tower I can see. So if I head for the well, just to the right of the water tower, I'll come to this complex here. And this complex is sort of due north of the end of the runway. So if you have the northwest airfield, this is the main trunk road that goes. Oh, I can't go any further that way. Goes to Let's whatever it's called, the new city up in the north, to the north of the shipwreck. This large valley goes east-west right across the top of the map. Let's put my rifle away. I sure as heck don't need a rifle out. Not out here, God. If I met someone here, I would be extremely surprised. So the airfield is sort of that way-ish. Terminus city or terminus town is that way, and that town which was new where we started is that way. I've done this run across the top, east to west, west to east several times. There's the railway line to follow. and quite a large road. And this large farm complex, which has been here since, I think since the beginning. It has loot, but doesn't have zombies. Which is one of the nicer features of this somewhat barren landscape up here. You know, it's not exactly feature-rich when it comes to gameplay possibilities. But you can loot without zombies. So possibly if you don't, you know, if you're a fresh spawn and you're at the top of the map on the east coast, head west. You will kit up quite nicely. By the time you're ready to dive into the airfield, you're probably quite well kitted by that point, following the railway track and diverting left and right when you see something interesting. And as long as you've got plenty of water on board, there's no problem with being all the way up here. Of course, if someone can see you from a long way off, they will shoot you, but one hopes that they are a long way off. I mean, with that many people on the server, what are the chances of them being all the way up here? Oh well, catch up with you in a minute. So we're coming up against the first building in this area. I think there's a pond here. God, it's been a while since I've been here. I've just taken a swig of drink because I needed something to drink. Oh, there isn't a pond here. I thought there was a pond here. Oh well. Can't remember if there's loot in here, or if this just doesn't happen to have loot in. But you can see this is going to be quite a large-ish town. There's space for many buildings, quite complex roads. Tell you what, I don't remember that field having round bales in it the last time I came. It might have done, but I just don't remember. There's a barn over there. What I'm not sure of is what's up in those hills. Right across the top of the map. Don't know if there's anything up there of note. That's that quite busy road. It's sort of over there, running that way. Yeah, I can't remember one way or t'other whether or not this field had round bales in it last time I was up here. It has been a while. To be honest, it all sort of merges after a while. But this is a large valley. As I say, the northwest airfield is over that way. And if we look at this area, you can see that although there are loads of farm buildings in front of me, that water tower is out on its own. There's another building over there, but the water tower is out in the middle of nowhere, so I think this is going to be quite a sizable location. We've got markings on the ground, more of those concrete pads. But this is for the north, for the very far north. This is quite a good loot area. I have been here before and discovered that it's been looted before I get here. But there shouldn't be any zombies, or at least every time I've been here in the past there have been no zombies. Unlikely to find any human activity as well. And no one has looted, so let's get to looting. Sorry, back to first person, because I much prefer first person. Again, you can see the ground. Yeah, not quite right. But this is quite a large barn. Find, you know, green paint. Can of drink, which I'm going to need. Noticed a little while ago my hydration state had dropped, so I took a swig of my drink. So, can to drink, pretty cool for keeping you both hydrated and energized, because they is full of sugar. God, they're not diet. state's the my hat in? Oh, mine's worn. Well, that's damaged. I always do my best, you know, try to have the pristine stuff if possible. I don't think it actually makes a blind bit of difference to the way the game plays, but or the game mechanic yet. But I always like to do it that way. Always look in those boxes. Hey, open up. Thank you. And another can of drink. A beige wool coat. Oh, it's in pristine condition. What's it look like? Yeah, it's not bad, is it, eh? I sort of need all of that stuff back. Thanks. So, I mean, a couple of times when I've been here maybe 24 times, something like that. Or a dozen times at least. And a couple of those occasions this area had been looted. So I'm not the only person. Oh, a red check one. What condition's it in? I don't want to wear red. Do I want to wear red? It's a bit too bright, isn't it? There's some idea of sort of camouflaging. So yeah, you do get people up here. But it's one of the richer loot areas up here in the unfinished northern portion of the map. But I think you can see that this is going to be quite a large town. Sneakers. Welly boots. I'm sort of hoping welly boots are going to become important when the you know, being wet is an issue. Hopefully they'll model the Wellingtons are going to be more important than God, they definitely want you to have a different hat, don't they? You know, wellies are going to become important for that type of thing. And again, you can see where this is a little unfinished. The ground texture is coming through. It's definitely hat day, isn't it? And a green wool coat. That's the one. What do I actually look like now? I'm in brown. Well, apart from the silly UK assault vest, that's actually... Oh god, am I playing Barbie? Dress up Barbie here. But I do actually prefer that sort of look. Oh, God knows what's in here. Green raincoat. Again, raincoats. Once we've got getting wet as being a negative, our raincoats are going to become important. Who knows? Don't often look in the inside of the downstairs, but I nearly always look at the upstairs of one of these. But you always have to be mindful. One thing the armour engine, Bohemia's armour engine, does not handle terribly well is heights and falls from height. So be careful how you run around here. A couple of items over there that I'll grab when I get around. But if you look down on the floor, oh, there's a baseball bat. You see, half of it is grass. It just needs one of the animators to come, or the map makers to come back through here and sort it all out. Lots of little bits. Oh, what are you? You're black, you are. Beans. I suffer from vertigo. This is unnerving. In the real world, I would not be happy at being up here. Sure as heck wouldn't run. But you often find quite good things up here, things like, oh, I don't know, well, I've just found a load of cans of food and stuff. Ooh, sorry. Suffering vertigo in a game is silly, but there you go. I much prefer to have my feet on the ground when I'm playing this game. And we've got a crowbar. And nothing along here. Peaches? Peaches. No, don't see anything along there. And a pair of trainers that look in pretty manky condition. You wouldn't want to put those on your feet, would you? Oh, something to watch out for. This building is not bulletproof. I've learnt this to my cost whilst playing Arma 2. You hide in this building when someone's firing an automatic weapon at you, you're going to have a bad time. Nope, nothing along there. A hat. Now, why can't I see that baseball cap? Wait. Close. I'm going to have to pick the damn thing up. Sod it. There is no way in the real world I would wear a boonie hat, but I do wear a baseball cap. I wear glasses, so you need a baseball cap to keep the rain off your eyes. Hard hat. And a little baby. Oh, isn't that cute? Right. This is the main road down here. And it is a big, large main road. And it has interesting features like little culverts and things. Over there, can't see it, but about 800 to 1,000 metres over there is the railway line. In fact, no, it's not even that far away. There it is. So we have these culverts and things. Don't crawl inside, you'll probably get stuck. There's probably going to be water in here at some point. But this is, if you go in that direction for far enough, you will end up in that new city, the one with the docks, north of the shipwreck called Splets, whatever. I can't remember what it's called, and it's got a funny name. But I know it means white, because Chernarus, the city name, means black. So I think that's about it. I think I've played long enough. It's now 3 o'clock, and I'm going to log out. And I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching the video. Let's have another quick little look at the map to give an idea of... Why are you clapping? That's not what I wanted. Oh, I hit F5 instead of 5. Right, we are here. Devil's Castle is there. The end of the runway is here. So we're not actually that far away from high loot areas. One of the highest loot areas, military loot areas, in the entire map is here. We started over here in this new town, which as yet doesn't have a name. We ran this way and up. We ran around this section. I ran off the map because I'm an idiot. Had a look at those funny concrete pads. We then crossed this way to here. But look at all this up here. All of these roads. The road complex up in the far north in the new section of the map is way more complicated than the road network in the original Chernarus map. I think it is anyway. And it's all been laid in. You've got this big long road that runs out and off the map in that direction. That's that terminus city, we saw it yesterday. Lapatino. So we started here, ran this way, ran up here, managed to go off the end of the map without actually knowing where the chuff and heck I was. Came back through this whole area, which is generally weird. There's nothing on the map to show quite how weird it is, because it doesn't show those concrete pads in funny lines. And we ran this way to here, and this is where we are now. But yeah, there's lots of interestingness up here. before we get down to areas that haven't changed a great deal. But we've got, yeah, northeast. Interesting part of the map. Starry Sova, Nobi Sova. So come up and have a look at this bit. It's weird. And on that note, I will love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will probably see you guys tomorrow sometime. Bye bye.